Okay, in this video I will be demonstrating the S-type instruction, which contains store byte, store half word and store word. From the front instruction, it is an I-type instruction where a hexadecimal value of 0f is simply stored to the register x1, and the next instruction is simply the B-type instruction, and we are storing the value, that is 0f, to the address of the 1000. I have written this quick Python program in order to convert the hex file into a suitable file format, which will basically create the stimulus for the VHDL. This is the hex, which is basically equivalent of the instructions, and now I'm using the terminal to execute the Python code. Now we can see the hex is basically converted into a little ADN memory format. Now I'm just replacing the stimulus code generated by the Python program to provide the stimulus for this simulation. Now looking at the simulation, we can see the register R1 has the value 0f, which corresponds to the first instruction. Now we are basically storing the value 0f to the address 1000. The instruction SB is store byte, and we are just storing a byte of data. That means we are just storing 0f, and we are just ignoring everything else that is in the most significant bits. From the address bus, we can see the address 1000 is present at the address line, and the value 0f is present at the data bus, which proves that this instruction is being executed correctly. Now moving on to the remaining instruction, which are store half word and store word. Store half word basically just stores two least significant byte given by the memory address, which can be obtained from the immediate field and the value of a source register. While the store word instruction basically does what it sounds like, it stores a complete word, that is 4 bytes, to a given memory location, which is obtained by adding the immediate field with the value of one of the source registers, and the given value is basically the address where a word is going to be stored. All of this documentation is available on the RISC-V official website, where it states each instruction are encoded and what is the function of each instructions. Right now I'm just trying to debug the remaining S-type instruction, especially store word. I did a little mistake on the micro operation counter part. Now these are the remaining S-type, which are store half word and store word. I'm also using an I-type instruction, which is load word, which is just used to load a complete word from a memory address, I think 2000, to the register x1. I've added an extra line in the hex file called org. This directive controls where the next byte will be stored in the memory. And since I'm using the instruction load var, I need to explicitly store a var into the memory address 2000. Now let's run this simulation. Now checking the content of the register x1, we can see that the correct var has been loaded by comparing it with the instruction and the var that is available in the memory location 2000. We can see the correct word is been loaded to the register x1, and now we will be storing half word and a full word. Looking at the address counter, we can see the fetching operation also occurs and must occur in a little ADN format, that is 1 must be fetched first, followed by A 00 and then FF. Now looking at the storing half word, we are in the memory location 1500, storing the first byte 11, and the memory location 1501, storing the next byte AA. Now we are storing a complete word in a little ADN format as well. Now comparing it with the data, you can see this is correct and the instructions are being executed correctly.